The Whine and Cheese show is a Metaverse and NFT discussion interview series brought to you by Upland Development United and the host BEN68 and Morecheese. Warning, the information and opinions within are solely the views of the individuals involved, contains content not suitable for anyone.
G'day and welcome to Season 1, Episode 19 of the Whine and Cheese in the Metaverses show. Today, Morecheeese and I chatted to Detech, who is an emerging NFT artist and all-around master of entertainment.
We talked to the amazing Arthur, aka Detech, about his magic shows, his music, his artwork, and his plans for the future in the NFT Metaverse world.
So grab some props and get ready to clown around with us to another shitty and geez, we're a little bit rusty after our break episode of
The worst show ever. Rawr. Chicken wing.
Whine and cheese. Time for wine and cheese. Wine and cheese. Time for wine and cheese. Cheese. One is a wanker, one's like it's Thomas. One's from Australia, one's from the Bronx.
G'day sickos.
Okay, for this episode's free themed Morecheeese NFT.
Like and subscribe and then head on over to the new Discord for some MVE and chill. When you get there, drop a comment in the general chat channel.
The tags Morecheeese and Detech. Later.
Later.
Talking about the Metaverse and NFTs. Interviewing all the real crypto G's.
Hello! Welcome to, what is this, 19 of the
19.
first sort of kind of maybe show of the year.
The first official show, yep, and the first one under the new Metaverse Ventures Entertainment brand. So, yes.
Nice. Yes, that's right. We have our new Discord, MVE, Metaventures. It doesn't look like you have the me anymore.
No.
You don't think this song is about you anymore?
No, not like that last Udo meeting video. Yes, correct.
That's pretty funny. So yeah, we'll have a link for our new Discord. Check that out when you watch this show, because we want to see you there. You'll get sneak peeks to all the new stuff we're working on, my NFTs, any upcoming events, yada yada yada, etc., etc., etc. So today we're going to be talking about investors who are paying millions for virtual land and metaverses and farting in jars.
Yes, it's all happening in the Metaverse and the NFT world.
Smells great. Let's see. So let's jump into the investors paying millions for virtual land and metaverses. So it doesn't mention Upland here, but it's okay because it's what are you laughing at?
Okay, our guest, the man of many props, is distracting me.
That's awesome because you never laugh and this is perfect. You need to laugh more. We need to have him on more shows. This is our guest for later, but we're keeping him under the wraps. But he can definitely keep making Ben laugh.
All right. Did you want to pull up one of those?
Oh yeah,
one of those links,
that, right?
And
I'm so
yeah, it's pretty interesting. This first one, like we know that a lot of money's been spent in the virtual world. Like we've spoken about that in a whole bunch of articles now. It's getting out there in the mainstream, and there's a lot more. What did you say? Somebody spent how much to live next to Snoop?
Oh, there was something where they spent like thousands of dollars just to get like a house next to Snoop Dogg's house.
Was it tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands? Because some of the figures in these articles are like hundreds of thousands.
Yeah, I totally left the zero off of that. Here we go. For example, Snoop Dogg is building a virtual mansion on a plot of land in Sandbox, and someone recently paid $450,000 to be his neighbor.
450,000 for one plot of land. So, you know, we talk about the Upland Metaverse, where, you know, what's the biggest whale there at the moment, I think, is Abdullah with, what's he got, like 800,000 US dollars?
Yeah.
Kind of
like just
equivalent.
Shy under it. He's just shy under that.
So this person with one plot of land would be, you know, almost one of the biggest whales if they were to move over to the upland space.
And that's not counting other stuff that he owns. Like he must have other stuff that I don't think that's his first rodeo buy.
Absolutely. You know? And we keep throwing around this term whales in regard to upland and, you know, in the chat within the community, but we haven't seen a true whale come into upland yet. That's why I always laugh when people say, you know, they suggest that I'm a whale or something like that. I was like, mate, we ain't seen nothing yet.
You're a guppy, and I'm
in reality,
like a tadpole.
Absolutely. So, you know, that makes a lot of other people amoebas or something, bacterial slime, and I guess that it's a bit uncomfortable. But yeah, true whales that can just fling around, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars for a property here and there. Yeah, we haven't seen anything like that in upland yet. Yeah,
and I can't wait till we do. But actually, I can wait, because this is the part where we get as much as we can before that happens, and it's gonna happen. Like this sandbox thing. This has been around, you know, I don't know for how long. Like, has it been around longer than Upland?
I'm not sure, but Sandbox is it's a Animoca brand. As far as I'm aware, Animoca now owns Sandbox. So, and we know that Animoca's now tied up with the Upland. So it's all going to come. It's all going to come together at some point. I wouldn't be surprised if there's some crossover in the future between Sandbox and Upland, or that sort of stuff.
That would be amazing.
Absolutely. And one of the things that stood out with this article in particular is the amount of celebrity names that are dropped.
Yes. You mentioned some other ones. Oh, here it goes. Justin Bieber, Ariana Grande. I don't know who DJ Marshmello is. Paris Hilton. She DJ'd at a New Year's Eve party on her own virtual island. That's crazy.
Yeah, so we're seeing a lot of these big celebrities, like we already mentioned, Snoop Dogg and that sort of stuff. They're getting invested. They're putting out their own NFT series and that sort of stuff. And again, we haven't seen that crossover in Upland, but I'm sure it's only a matter of time. What do you think? Like, we know they've just announced that Los Angeles is going to be the next city in Upland, which it's massive. I was really surprised at that. I thought that city would be something that they would hold off until they had more of a groundswell, or until there was some celebrities already in there, sort of thing. But maybe this might be the tipping point.
Well, I see more and more properties being held aside, and I'm wondering if it's because of future celebrities coming in or companies or whatnot. I think that they have enough people to do in LA and be okay with it.
Yeah.
Like, to be honest, a lot of people are thinking that this is going to be gone in a week, where Chicago lasted for 2 months, 3 months.
Yeah, it's going to be insane. Now we know before Upland released Nashville, didn't they put 2 big billboards or something up in Nashville?
Nashville and the Bronx, because I think they were Bronx,
well, didn't the Bronx had a big subway campaign or something?
Yes.
Yeah. So what do you think they're going to do for LA?
Oh, they're going to go crazy. I think they're going to go crazy. I think LA is going to be the beginning of another beginning, if that makes sense. I think they're going to see how well they do in LA, and if they kill it, LA is there, they might as well open up something overseas. Like, I don't know. I don't think they're going to wait anymore because if LA goes quick, then they know they have the numbers, and they're probably going to start doing a place in the US and a place overseas at the same time. I feel.
Yeah. And we've kind of been asking for that, just to kind of spread the load a bit, because what did the Bronx sell out? Realistically, it sold out in, what was it, a day or two with the FSA, the Fair Start Act, which is reserved for low net worth players, like new players. But that sold out for the regular players, the established player base, in, what was it, 2-3 hours or something?
Yeah.
It was crazy.
And let's stop fooling ourselves, because FSA, new players aren't buying the FSA. Multi-accounters are buying the FSA.
Yeah.
It's not for the new people anymore, and Upland needs to completely look into that, because like, you know, I see FSA being owned by somebody with the same name with maybe like just a different angle to it.
Yeah.
4 or 5 different times. Like, you know, you're creating all you're doing is giving people a chance to create other accounts, and you know, the new people aren't even able to get those anymore.
Yeah.
At their own speed. So
yeah, it just forces that temptation. Like I've been a harsh critic of that system since it came out. I hate it. I wish they'd get rid of it. It would solve so many problems. There was no FSA when I started. It was sink or swim. You straight into the fire. Of course, the player base was a lot smaller then, but yeah. FSA was brought in as a means to, you know, hold some supply for established players. Well, we've seen that Upland can just throw out new cities weekly almost, it seems. So if supply is no longer going to be the issue, I don't think it's relevant anymore. And the sooner they do away with it, the better. As you know, that's what I think.
yeah, I agree with you.
But yes, hopefully LA will get some traction. You know, if we get one of these celebrities come over and do a bit of press or something, yeah, who knows how it's going to pop. So very cool.
Very cool. Let me just see if we missed anything. We just kind of picked and choosed over here.
I mean, a lot of these things are rehash fluff pieces.
That's true. And like, look at how the sandbox looks over here. This is not very pretty at all. Is this how it kind of looks like when you're in there?
I don't know. I've got no idea. I've never actually played around with it myself. But that's why I like Upland, because it's kind of, it is different to that style. That style kind of looks very much similar to the Uplift world almost.
Yeah.
At least from an overview perspective. Yeah. But the article did say that Snoop was building a mansion. So maybe, I don't know, maybe there's a different UI that you interact with or something.
Maybe, yeah.
Yes. All right, now you did have another article.
Yeah, you want to talk about some farts.
Some disgusting men and a very smart lady.
So yeah, she's incredibly smart. I'm gonna admit I did watch her on 90 Day Fiancé. It is my guilty pleasure, that show. I love it. But I have to say I have some respect for her right now, because all right, so yeah, her trade is disgusting, but it's natural. It's a resource that comes from within her. And
Jesus. So
well,
maybe
if
we
people
should
are going to buy it, then it's a resource. No,
well,
maybe I'm pushing it.
Can you clarify for the people that aren't watching and who are just listening, what are we actually talking about?
Well, all right, yeah. So here's a lady who kind of made a name for herself, first as a sort of influencer on Instagram, and then she went on the 90 Day Fiancé, and now, since she has like a name and whatnot, she decided on her show to bottle and sell her farts.
Can you say that again, please? I don't think I quite caught that.
Bottle and sell her farts.
Okay. Is this some kind of new natural resource technology she's cracked the code of, or what's the story here?
All right. So most guys, for the most part, are freaky deaky. And, you know, they like to smell every aspect of women, even the gross parts. I'm trying to be as, how do you say?
Tactful
and you know, realistic, because it's true. Like, you know, all right, so pretty much she used to sell them for, I think, $500 each, and then she sold that
US dollars,
$500 US each for one jar,
for a fresh fart in a jar.
Now, what is that in the jar? It looks like, I don't think it's poo.
Oh my God.
It might be something that like a
surely it's a scam. Surely she's just spraying something in there and just laughing all the way to the bank.
Thing, she went on a diet of protein shakes, several bowls of black bean soup, and to provide this resource, this natural resource. And she actually did it so much that she went to the hospital for it. She went to the hospital for farting too much.
And our guest has just said in chat that that's a butterfly in the jar. So she's a butterfly murderer.
That's a butterfly?
Apparently so.
So she would put a butterfly in there and fart on it?
Well, I'm assuming the butterfly was dead beforehand. So $500. People are paying $500 to receive some lady's fart in a jar.
She sold out fast.
How can you sell out of farts?
She sold them out fast, and then I think
she
upped the price to $1,000 a jar.
Okay. So she retired, semi-retired after taking a trip to the hospital for doing too many farts. Oh my gosh, what is this world coming to?
Look at the, oh wow, look at this. All right, so Maddow revealed that her first batch of 97 fart jars got sold for 500 each, and they were out of stock instantly, Ben. So I worked 3 weeks on one of my NFTs, creating each freaking layer, putting them together, making beautiful, and I get 25 wax for it. And she's getting like, all right.
That's crazy.
So considering the skyrocketing demand, the model increased the price of the fart jars. The second shipment, in which Maddow sold each fart jar for $1,000, also got sold out. Now they mention an NFT here.
Yeah. Well, that's the title, isn't it? It says U.S. woman who made RS 1.5 crore. What's that mean? From her fart jars. Is now selling NFTs of them.
Well, you can't fart anymore because of medical issues. Why not turn it into an NFT, right?
Gosh.
I would buy one.
Apparently so would a whole heap of other people. So
not the jar. I wouldn't buy the jar. I'd buy the NFT just because it's kitschy.
Fart jar NFTs were launched on January 5th, and they are being sold for 0.05 Ethereum.
0.05.
What's Ethereum's worth? 3K. So $150, something like that. I don't know. I'm shocking at maths. $150.
I think close to 300 is 0.05.
I thought one Ethereum at the moment was about 3K.
Because I charged 0.01 something for my art, and I think it was like 60 something.
Oh, there'll be math legends listening, just banging their head on the
cringing
table
at us. Yeah.
Needless to say, she's making a lot of money.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So
what though?
What would the NFTs? Sorry, what were you saying?
I don't hate the player, hate the game.
Oh, absolutely. I think good on her. I mean, but what are the NFTs? Are the NFTs a video of her farting into the jar? Are they a picture of the jar? What are you actually buying here?
I wish they had a link to it. Like I would love to see this this NFT of hers.
All right, we might have to follow up on that one. And I assume this is Ethereum, so it must be an OpenSea deal.
I don't know, because it seems like she's from like maybe Canada or something. Maybe, let's see, what's her last name? Maddow or NFT.
Yeah. Good on her. It's like she's making hundreds of thousands of dollars off of
weirdos.
Freaky. What do you call them? Freaky deakies.
Freaky deakies.
Oh, here we go. It's fartjarsnft.com. Don't trust me on that link, but apparently this is her webpage. Have you found that? Pull that up, Cheese. fartjarsnft.com.
You put it in. I'm gonna stop sharing so I could see that.
Well, if you want to give me screen share, I'll be able to do it.
Oh, you have it. You always have
Oh,
it.
cool. Here we go. Got that up?
Yeah.
Fart Jars by Stephanie Matto. Mint here. 5,000 Fart Jar NFTs available. Be part of history. Imagine the smell.
This
Is that it's a cartoon? Is
I'm sure it's.
oh
it's
my
gonna,
gosh, they're
exactly.
cookie cutter.
Yes. Well, that's
Cookie
that's
cutter
what's in.
fart.
That's
Are
what's
you
in.
kidding me?
That's what's in.
Wow.
You know what though? Like good on her. Like what are they? Do you get to choose what currency you use? Like, can you use like Sol or Poly or ETH? Oh, 0.05 ETH. So she's sticking with.
Yeah, ETH. So clearly this is some company or person who's already established in the NFT space, has seen what she's been doing with the in real life stuff, has reached out, and good on them, good on her. I mean, if people are like, I think there's no, we haven't been shy to say we're not massive fans of this cookie cutter art style, but
Yeah.
if there's demand out there, go for it. I mean, look how cookie cutter this one is with the hearts. It doesn't even have the back of the jar on it. They haven't even bothered to put the back on the jar.
This is true.
Man,
this is true.
Wow.
Wow,
right.
Indeed.
That's kind of tragic. I think I
I
was
think
all
we should
impressed.
go to some real talent.
Yes, I agree. So why don't we get him in here and get his take on this right just before we move on? Oh, you're dying over there, Cheese. You're right. You're on mute. You muted yourself for your coughing attack.
Yeah, I'm
live?
sneezing.
Oh man, I don't know. I don't know what to say.
Do you want a fart from this lady?
No, but
It's a trap. Don't answer that question.
It's a trap.
You can't win, no matter what your answer is. You can't win.
Yeah,
Oh, no, you could win. You could win. I don't want a fart from her.
Well, if you say, "Oh yeah," then you're going to seem like a sicker. Or if you go, "No," then you're kind of against what she's all about or something. So
then you're a picky fart jar person. I was.
I brew my own. God damn it!
Yes.
I'm a homebrew farter.
Farts are IPA only. Yeah. Oh God! Oh God!
Anyway, who have we got here today, Cheese?
We have the amazing Arthur, and I was completely impressed with him as soon as Finn posted his amazing Arthur website in the Udo chat we were having when we were onboarding. And I have to admit, I'm like, who is this guy? What's so great about him? And Finn's like, well, watch this. And I'm like, holy shit, he's in.
Yes.
He's Udo. And I want to show the video that kind of brought me to that. It brought me to that point because it was actually just it was actually just amazing Arthur. I went there and it was so not.
Yeah, and I have to apologise to both Cheese and Detech or Arthur. We were supposed to record at this time yesterday, but I was sound asleep, snoring away while they were sitting here twiddling their thumbs. Oops. Yes.
Yeah, my internet is like, do you have that?
Oh, he's pointing at the clock, Cheese. Tick tock, tick tock.
I know. Help me out, Ben.
What are you trying to share?
The one that Finn shared, the one.
AmazingArthur.ca.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not .com. That one's taken.
Ah, damn.
Bastards.
So while Cheese is sorting that out, can you just give us a bit of a background about yourself?
Sure. I'm from a circus family. My parents were in Moscow Circus, and they traveled the world. And they joined Cirque du Soleil. So for 3 years, we
Wow.
traveled around U.S. And then we stayed in Canada, opened the circus school. That was about 25, 26 years ago. And ever since then, we had a circus school in Toronto until COVID hit. So then we closed everything down. And before we dismantled the circus school, I decided to like kind of record that little show and put everything together a bit. So yeah. And now I'm still like, and then I got into all this NFT stuff, and now I'm not sure what I'm doing exactly. I'm doing a bit of everything. So it's fun.
Cirque du Soleil. That's freaking amazing. That's
Yeah, my parents were, my dad was in it when it just started. So it was the 90s in Russia, and Soviet Union was falling apart. So they grabbed a whole bunch of Russian circus artists, and sort of like that was their base for many years in the beginning.
You must have some incredible sitting around the fire stories.
Oh yeah, lots of stories.
Absolutely. So the circus dismantled, but it looks like you've salvaged a lot of the props and stuff.
Yeah, I tried because a lot of them, like that ship over there, I performed in Cirque Niagara for 2 years, and I used that to work there. So kind of when things, I start saving, and it's really not easy staying at home with all these props for other people living with me. But
I can imagine.
So I found it.
yeah.
The sound's not coming through for some reason. It's always a problem. Might be something in your settings, I think, Cheese.
How about that?
Nah.
This is the most amazing Arthur show in the world.
Oh, we're going to get it live.
Well, why don't you share it then, Ben?
I don't think it's going to help. I think there's something in settings that you need to change for sound
I
to
have
come
a
through.
new mic. I think that's what it is. Maybe you can.
There could be no
share.
sound in my video, just, as a joke.
He's trolling us. That's all right. Well, we can put a link to the video in the description and people can
Can
have a
you
look.
try to share it?
If you patch me the link, I can try.
I will.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure it's something in settings. But yeah, so where do you have all these props now? Is that at home?
That's my basement.
In your basement.
Garage. I basically hung a whole bunch of stuff to the ceiling of the garage, so it's not in the way. So when I open my garage, some neighbors coming through and they're like, okay. But yeah, hoping one day, I get to use them. Or just, I just can't let go of them because I spend, a lot of them I spend so much time making. So, and they come in handy from time to time.
Absolutely. All right. Let's see, Cheese. I'll try and do this, but I think it's just going to go straight through my headphones. I don't think it's going to play. Where are we? The Amazing Arthur Show. You got that there? Sound coming through?
No, that sucks.
Yeah.
This is
That's all right.
this is what made me like wow, look at this guy.
Yeah.
And the
I
music
got
on there is so cool.
Absolutely. I got my kids to watch it and they were cracking themselves laughing. What does he say? Babies of all sizes or something? My kids are cracking up. But yeah, we'll put the link in there and people can check it out.
Yeah, I knew that video is going to be good for something.
So like that website though, like, are you gonna start doing some live shows? Like, I know I suggested to you to kind of put like some mini skits because you sent me some funny stuff, and
yeah,
I want to help you put some like mini skits onto an NFT, and I think that would be amazing. And I would definitely like be okay to walk you through that.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that.
Because like not only go ahead.
I'm doing live shows right now. We had I work in the plaza, like a kids park, indoor kids park. But right now we're again, Canada went onto lockdown, so just sitting at home right now.
It's all on hold. Yeah. Have you seen any of the Nasty Hooks NFTs? those would be good to show him, Cheese, if he hasn't seen those, to give him some indication of what's possible.
Yeah, I'd love to see those.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, you could show him if you have it.
Oh, I just mean like at a later date, not live.
So not only do you do your comedy show and your magic show, you are an artist. You've showed me like this really great art thing of yours, and you're a rapper.
Well,
Wait, can we? All right, I don't want to put you on a spot, so you could say no. But would you be interested in doing a freestyle?
In Russian too, wasn't it? The
In Russian, it sounds so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was just like. Oh
wow. I don't know. Last time I read was like 10 years ago, so it's
all right.
I don't know.
That's all right.
Like I literally look at some of those videos and I'm like, oh my god.
Oh no,
I can't believe I done that.
They were great. Like it's the background music. There was this one that you did the music for, you rapped to, and you drew like the art for it. And
that was incredible.
Wow, it was incredibly incredible. And I wish I hate that I don't have sound here. That sucks. Like, how do I change that? That's so stupid.
Initially in that video, I was going to hand draw the whole cartoon. But then when I started, and the video is like 3 minutes long, and I was like, oh my god, this is like, it literally took 3 months to draw it with animated, stickman.
Yeah.
And I was gonna draw it by hand, and I was like, no, that's not gonna work. So animation, like I started respecting animation a whole lot more when I tried that.
And the brand you've got that under is Death Ender, is that correct?
Yes. That was my initial nickname for in games, like since like 30 years ago. And I've been using it ever since.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you've got Death Ender, Detech, Arthur. You're the man of many names, man of many props.
Detech is basically Death Ender Technologies. It was my kind of short for games when there's like you build stuff, and so it's, I don't know.
I dig it.
It's all kid stuff, but I keep using the same nickname because people find me and kind of interact like that.
Yeah, that's cool.
Well, we may not be able to hear this, but I want to show the video where he did the art for and rapped on. I think it's so cool. You won't be able to hear it, but you'll be able to see the art. For
and yeah,
the video.
again, we'll put the link in so people can check it out. Yeah, it's very, very cool. And it just lends itself to the NFT space, doesn't it?
And I like that you could read it on the bottom too, like in English, to kind of follow along.
Absolutely. Yes, no, it's very, very cool.
Okay. Wow, it's been so long since I see that.
How are you not impressed with this? I'm so impressed with this.
Yeah, what was the date on that? 2010. So yeah, 11 years ago. Oh, 12 years ago almost now, yeah.
That's crazy.
Very cool. So how did you, oh, sorry.
Yeah, I was just going to say mostly like what I'm known for is photography, because I've been doing it for a long, long time. And I've also worked as a photographer, but this whole stuff is like stuff I really love and I do for myself, kind of. So it's when I have time for it.
And you were telling me a funny story that we were talking about comedy shows. And we were discussing Monty Python and Red Dwarf, and you said that your wife hates those kind of shows, yet she married a clown.
It's just to her humor. If she likes like more intellectual humor, she doesn't like when somebody's getting hurt. And when you show her like Monty Python and just cutting off like arms and legs with the bunny, she's like, "What is that? That wasn't funny." I'm like, "Well, yeah." So we have a different kind of thing.
Bunny with pointy deadly teeth.
Black kind of dry slapstick humor.
Yeah.
Yep. I think you either get it or you don't.
I kind of like to use a bit of both. And the hardest part is when I do kid shows, I come home and I'm still like, and I have adrenaline. I keep, she's like, you're not at work anymore. Stop with the jokes that you make all the time. Just calm down. It's like, yeah, so that's my.
That's awesome though. That's like nonstop laughter. Who can complain? You showed me a song where you were singing if you don't succeed, don't try.
Yeah, that was funny.
It,
Very
to me, it's like,
motivational.
that song came to me because a lot of times they try to motivate the kids, and they're like, if you don't succeed, try again, right? And so to me, it was kind of funny because when I sing this to the kids, they're like, "What is that? You're not supposed to do that." But it actually works the other way because I'm kind of like, my whole character is I fail at things and I keep, trying to show myself as I'm like this like victorious,
Yeah.
person who knows everything, and to kind of like, let kids laugh at the whole adulthood and themselves. So I
Absolutely.
try to make things very bizarre sometimes for kids to like kind of see that, the world is not just as they learn it is, that there's so much more to it. And, they can kind of like NFT space.
Well, this may be a bad
Something-
example, but have you ever seen a show called 2.5 Men with Charlie Sheen? Do you remember when he became a child, the singer?
No, not that one. I actually, past 2 months, I have it like little bits on YouTube coming through, and I keep remembering. It's really hilarious. But no, I haven't seen that one. I'll have to look it up.
They're really bad, but they're really funny, and it just kind of goes to your point where, don't take yourself too serious. And he's like singing about farts and this and that, and the kids are loving it. I mean, some of the songs maybe kids shouldn't be listening to, but it's Charlie Sheen. So, but
Yeah.
Just to go back a little bit, you said your parents were in Cirque du Soleil. Was that your kind of motivation to go along the path of where you are right now?
Like when I was a kid, I lived basically in the circus when my parents traveled, and the funnest part was always clowns. I try to like hang out in the clowns room and see all the stuff they come up with, and to me it was really. And then a lot of times they would say that I'd grow up to be a clown, and I was like, no. And I really, So when we opened the circus school here, I was still a teenager, and my parents are like, "You're going to be the clown because we're going to do parties." I'm like, "No." So one time my mom put a costume on, the mask, and she came out and she was like, "Ooh," at the kid, and the kids were like all shocked, and I was shocked. And then I realized, like I'll have to try. And since then, and then all my friends, when I was like a teenager, would come and they want to try it. And at some point we had like so many kids clowns, we'd put like the whole shows together, and then had a theater. So it's kind of like grew. And then some of them became professional performers, and some just went back and kind of chill sometimes for memories. So it's really interesting. So
do you work with some of your friends? Like, because I've seen some of your shows with the kids, and like the one where they take the hair off.
Oh no, that's my show. Like I basically for the before COVID, last 3 years, I had over 400 shows a year. So I was just like performing. And then like this hit, and there's like no more performing. And then like now I'm kind of like, what am I doing? Where am I going? Right. So I'm trying to do something.
What about performing like on video, like Zoom perform for kids?
Yeah, I've done that. I had like about 50 shows in the last couple of years.
Not as popular, yeah.
Not as popular because they know me for live shows, and I just had schools that had me for live shows invite me for Zoom shows. I'll tell you one thing: Zoom shows, it's a lot of fun because it's so visual. Like I can make something look big and then small, so it's really fun. The only problem is a lot of schools, they don't have their tech like on the spot. So sometimes I don't hear the kids or don't see the kids.
Aww.
So I'm kind of like, I feel like I'm in the basement for half an hour just performing to myself. And I guess it's really, really, without feedback, it's really hard.
Yeah, I can imagine.
That's incredible. 400 shows. I have direct experience with that myself. When I first got into, I'm a kindergarten teacher. So how I first got into that was completely by accident when I was living in Japan. And I ended up running my own English school in Japan for several years. And, we would have big, massive Halloween events and Christmas events and that. And so I'd do maybe 40 Halloween shows, 40 Christmas shows like that. And at the end of the year, I was just burnt out. So 400, I can't even comprehend that number. That's wow. Yeah.
But it's kind of, once you do it all the time, you get into it. But again, Halloween and then New Year's, all performers all over the world. That's the part where you're January, usually no work, and you're just like laying in bed for a week trying to get back.
You miss it. It's like who you are. It's what you love. It's good that you doing what you love to do. That's and I watched some stuff, the circus world you sent me. We'll have to put all of your links in the YouTube, because it's that one, like I actually got caught up in that, and I was watching so many of the performances on Instagram. They're so amazing, and some of them are so weird, but you can't kind of look away from it. There's one where you're there with like a butterfly net, and these two clowns are just kind of singing a song next to you, and this one guy is really high pitched singing in your ear, and you're just kind of looking at him like, who the hell are you? Were those your friends or just people you met at work?
In that video, this is my friend who I work with and our teacher. Now our teacher is from Litsadei. It's a Russian clown group from like the 70s, 80s. And so they're like, I used to watch them on TV when I was a kid. And in Russia, clowns are like superstars.
Wow.
So you were watching and you were like, wow, this is so amazing. And then he came to Canada to live in the city, and he came to us, to a clown theater, and he's like, hey, let me be your teacher. And I was just like, no way. Right?
Nice. There's like your Michael Jordan.
A Slava Snow Show. I don't know if you ever heard of it. It's like the big clown show. Look it up later. It's really fun. And he performs there. It's basically their clown crew came to that, and that's their show that they do now. And we're like the kids of that kind of thing.
Was he the one singing high pitch to you in the show?
No, actually it's a recording, and
they were lip syncing.
Yeah.
They were lip syncing, but was he the one lip syncing to the high pitch one?
Yeah.
His faces were so great.
Yeah.
Like he really got into that.
I actually read about that song just recently, which was like blew my mind. The Blue Canary song, it's an old song in Europe, in one of the countries. They used Blue Canary to send her into the mine shafts. And if she would die from gas, that means they wouldn't go there.
Yeah.
So that's the song about a blue canary that dies to say. And I was like, oh my God, we've been performing that song all along.
Those canaries, oh man. Yeah, I know about that. Like if they die from the gas that we can't smell, then it's not safe in there. Jesus, it sounded so pleasant. And then why did you have a butterfly net? Why were you holding the butterfly net?
Their act is the two. They're supposed to come out and do this like dance to the song, and the guy in the middle is really clueless. So the butterfly net is like he's always distracted. He's trying to catch butterflies and kind of jump along with them at the same time. And they're getting angry with him, and they're trying not to show it because they're performing. So they kind of like, like stop it, and he just can't catch the rhythm the whole time. So that's the whole act, but it's
Well, you showed me another one where you were in another person's music video.
Yeah. From time to time, I get jobs in videos.
And you were a scary clown in that one. That's probably something up Ben's
The
alley.
funny part is they didn't tell me. They told me bring all your costumes and all your props, and I was like, okay. So I took a van. It took me 2 days. I put 15 costumes in there, all the props I could fit in. I come in there and they're like, why don't you wear this garage outfit? I'm like, why? What is this video? And they dressed me up as I'm like, oh my God. Like a killer kind of like.
If my kids could see me now.
Yeah. And this is one thing where I kind of keep all my things separate until like these few years, is because I perform for kids in schools and stuff, and if they see what I do on the side,
you're trying to kill some woman.
Yeah.
They'll be they'll be good and listen to you for your next show.
Yeah.
Sounds like that Netflix movie Terrifier. Have you seen that one with the clown?
No,
No.
Oh, you haven't seen that, Cheese?
no, you're holding
Oh my
back on
gosh.
me.
You got to check that out. That's next level.
Wow.
Yeah. So, Detech, you're an animator, you're an actor, you're a musician, you're a photographer. All of those kind of tick the boxes for the NFT space. Is there anything in particular that you're interested in pursuing?
Right now, I wanted to try and get a feel for it. I hold like my daughter's 3-year-old daughter's Instagram, and she draws all the time. So I kind of colored a few of her pictures, and I want to try to make NFTs out of those, just to feel like how to do it and everything, go through the process. Like, I mean, last year in the beginning, I did one NFT and I put it on the Ethereum chain. And it took me 2 weeks to put it up there, and it cost me like $150. And I was like, that's not working out. That's not working out, you know? So, and then Morecheeese showed me the wax space, and I was like, that's more affordable. I can do that. So I want to try that now.
Yeah, like a couple of dollars opposed to like hundreds of dollars.
Hundreds.
Oh no, it's insane. Like, and then people buy it, they have to pay the Ethereum gas fee, and it's like it's in hundreds of dollars. It's just like, I understand when you're buying you know, something that's worth like millions, right, or thousands. But there's when I was in this wave, there was thousands of artists trying to get in, and they all paid, you know, this gas fee, and they put their art out there, and then they just get disappointed. And they're like, oh, whoa, I'm supposed to make a little bit of money. I'm an artist, right? Not pay. Yeah. But it's kind of cool because you're on
OpenSea.
No, it's in Foundation.
Foundation. All right.
.app. And it's kind of exclusive. You have to get invited to go there. And,
wow.
Yeah, it was, people for weeks would like ask people who are there to get an invite, and it was.
Wow.
Yeah, it was hard
so
to
you
get.
You can invite me now, right?
Yeah.
But I would only do it if they use poly, which is wrapped ETH. That doesn't. It's better for the environment, and it doesn't. You have like gas fees or whatnot. I'd have to look into that. We'll see.
Yeah.
I did see. I saw that you shared some of those sketches that your daughter had done in the Upland Cafe chat yesterday. They look very cool. That looks like it'd be a very cool series, like a little mini series of NFTs.
I want to make like at least 5 or 10, because one of them took me 2 weeks to, in like my free time. So because I want to get into animation, and I've actually never drawn with the pen on the computer. And it's at first, like, I couldn't draw a circle or straight line, because you have to look at the screen and your hand is here. And I have a friend who's in animation. He makes like backgrounds for big like Disney movies. And he basically told me everything I have to do to learn. So like I gotta practice, right? So that's why I decided to draw all the fur on the animal, so you know, get feel for it. But it's incredible, like it's incredible.
It's very cool. What are you trying to find, Cheese? You're going a million miles an hour there.
Am I? Does it look like that? Oh my gosh. I'm trying to find his daughter's Instagram.
It's Alisa Creates Art Instagram.
Are those sketches she's just doing on her own? Like she just comes up with them, or?
Yeah, she just sits, like you give her some, you know, crayons, and she can sit there for an hour, you know, drawing. And at first I started scanning them. Like she started drawing when she was not 2 yet, before she was 2. And then she actually made funny faces, and I was like, wow, that's, I was like, is that normal? And then, you know, other people tell me like, well, like I saw some people on the internet at 4, they start drawing kind of, and she's kind of like me, because when I was a kid, I was drawing 24/7.
Here we go. Yeah.
Look at her little hands. Wait, can I? Oh, yeah, I'm in the wrong. Son of a.
That's very cool.
Yeah, she just, and it's funny. Like I actually laugh at her pictures, and I'm like, I want to make some, you know, something out of it. So, my friends are telling me, when she grows up and she sees the Instagram you're running for her, and sometimes I reply as her to people, she might be disappointed.
She'll probably say, "Where's my money?"
Oh, there's no money yet. We'll see.
Yeah.
Maybe,
I think it's
later,
very
because
cool.
she's like, she sees some toys, she's like, Daddy, buy me this. I say like, so now maybe.
Yeah, no, that's very cool.
All right, I have it now. God, I'm such a mess today. You know what it is? It's first of all, it's the worst show ever. And then second of all, it's us back from like a long break. It's like,
Oh, she's drawing with two hands. Wow.
yeah, that's really awesome.
That's incredible. Yeah, the face on that is perfect. Love it.
Is that the one I said looked like no, there was one that you
No,
showed
that
me
was
that
a
looked
bunny.
like the bunny. Oh
This
my
is a
God.
tiger.
Very, very cool.
Look at her little hands.
She's a cheese in the making, I think.
I think so.
Yeah.
I love so a lot of her pictures have that sideways look like you're crazy.
Yeah.
There's definitely a twist in there. It's awesome. I love it.
Yeah. like you're crazy look, kind of. Wow. Wait, that was you though, turning her drawing.
This one's me, and the ones on top was my friend. He's an engineer, and he decided to collaborate. So I was trying to get some people to collaborate, kind of like color some of her pictures. But then not a lot of people responded, so I started doing more of myself.
Yeah,
that's very cool.
I would buy the bunny NFT that I liked. I would own that one. Yeah, so we got to definitely, get you set up, create your 3 templates in Atomic Hub, get you a nice unique name. Get you in. Oh, wait. I have one too. Smeg. Where's my one? I don't know where anything is anymore. That's not fair. I don't have a weapon.
All the props.
I'll catch you by surprise, and then you'll get it.
There's a lot of angles there to pursue. With the doodle NFTs, like if you can do some like mini skits and that sort of stuff, all of that can be, wrapped up in the NFT world.
Yeah. The only problem is like a lot of artists, what they come in is they know how to create art, but you have to have an audience. And a lot of people, when Instagram, like, a couple of years ago, you could, pay for some audience. Whoever's got that base can work with it. But if you don't have that, especially on foundation, like they said, once you got in, and I spent like a month making an NFT, it's like 170 layers, moving together. And then they're like, they wrote in their front page, if you want to be on the front page advertised, you have to have at least like 50,000 followers. And a lot of people are like, well, yeah, so it's basically not as much about art as a following. And I've always been like a bit kind of, I make my stuff. I don't want to like push it to people. And apparently that's what you got to do, in the last couple of years.
I think a lot of true artists aren't very they don't like to self-promote. It's only kind of like the business people who are into making a profit with, the utility and this and that. And then you get like the artists who are making great stuff and they're not very self-promoting, and it kind of sucks, but that's why we have shows like this.
Yeah. Well, you compare our first guest, Lil, like the stuff that she's doing compared to Fart Girl NFTs that they didn't even bother putting. They didn't even bother putting the back on the jar. You know what I mean? It's chalk and cheese.
You know what? I was watching that, and before you said it, I was like, that jar is not even complete. Like you just can't. Yeah. So I was gonna say my website. I haven't finished my website because I have to write about myself on it. And I'm taking my time. It's been 3 months. I already did all the artwork. I just have to write something about myself, and they're just sitting there like, nah.
Well, why don't you ask Cheese to write something up?
I didn't even write my stuff for the YouTube website, and
Yeah.
you've been bothering me about it for ages.
Well, it's what I mean by that is it's always hard to write about yourself, and it feels weird. But it's always easier for somebody else's take, sort of thing. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Yeah.
So if I write about Arthur, you could write about me, Ben.
There you go.
I'm getting off easy. I don't have to write.
I know. Ben is like, damn it.
What is this pyramid scheme that we've found ourselves into? Yes.
Oh my God. I found my weapon, Arthur.
Oh,
It's the amazing back scratcher of cheese. Unguard. Oh, you got bullets now. What the hell? Like you're
In the laundry, I've got some air freshener. That's about all I've got.
I got guns. Oh,
Oh, he's looking for weapons now.
I wouldn't like to pick a prop fight with him. By the looks of the background, I think we'd be in trouble.
Oh wait, I have a chicken wing. I think I win.
Oh, he's got a piranha in the background.
It's a hair clip.
really?
Yeah, it's a hair clip chicken wing.
That's amazing.
I keep telling her she's going to get chased down the road by dogs.
Don't say that because that's my worst nightmare.
You know, when I was like 16, we had like almost like 8 or 9 clowns working together, and people asked me, how do you get so many teenagers to do clowning? And what we did is we get it together 2 hours before our practice, and for 2 hours we'd have a prop fight. So we'd smack each other with like pillows and all these like different props and have fun.
That's
and then
awesome.
like by the time we came to practice, everybody was like super tired and lazy, but it was kind of it was amazing, like amazing time we had. But so we had kind of like you know, like when you're a teenager, you're always trying to fit in, and we had kind of had a space where we did the opposite. We just like did the most random things, and yeah, that's what I'm doing with kids now. So
that's good. That's good. Like when you're a teenager, it's really hard. I used to like, try my best to fit in, and then I would go home and paint little Warhammer figurines.
Yeah. You played Warhammer?
Yes. Yes, I did. I have the figurines still. I'll send you some pictures later.
I did. I had 400 days played. That was. We had.
Wait, are you talking about the computer game or the board game?
World of Warcraft, yes.
Oh, World of the Warcraft. I'm talking about Warhammer 2.
Yeah, I played Warhammer too. I still have figures. I tried to sell some of them, and
no, don't sell them. Keep them forever. Be buried with them. What I did is
here. Look, I actually made some of my own, and they're completely like random, and they don't really follow the rules.
No, mine too. Mine too. I'll show you some pictures later.
I'll send you some too. I have some.
Nerding out. Yep.
Warhammer was amazing. It was the only problem with Warhammer is we had how I got in is one of our teachers in school had a club, but he would beat all of us all the time. He was just
That's the only way to learn is to get aggravated and throw things and curse and scream. I had the same thing. Like we used to have hub parties, right? So we would play when I was a teenager, it was the board, but in my 20s, when I was able to afford it, I would make my own computer, and it would be this cute little box that you bring over people's houses, and they would have all these cheap monitors around on a table, just all connected. And at the time I was in school, I was studying business and networking, like to connect everything together. So I already knew what to do. Wow. And we would all play Warhammer. And
that's amazing.
And like I would pick the in the board game I would always be the rats, but you didn't have that in the game back then, so you had to pick between only 3 or 4. So I would pick the orcs because you could like just dish them out, and they would be Eldar, and the Eldar were able to turn themselves invisible and kind of like just wait for you to cross them and then surround you. And this one person would always do that and kick our butts, and it was awesome, yet awful at the same time.
That's what I did in I keep thinking of StarCraft when you're talking, you know, with the elf. They have the elves and they turn invisible, like they can cloak the whole army. I don't know. You ever play StarCraft?
I don't think so. I have to look into it.
Oh, it's like an old game, and it's basically they had the Zerg, the Terran, the humans, and the elves, elder kind of, and then they you can cloak your whole army and just come on and just like open up. And...
just like the Eldar, the alien race, just like the Eldar. Yep. How funny is that? Wait, yep. do you have like the video game of Warhammer?
Warhammer? No. I played only with the toys.
The toys. All right.
I downloaded it, but it seemed, I can't say too complicated, but a little.
It's very complicated because I haven't. The last time I played, it was 2007. So like. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. Just playing the board game when you play, you have time because there's a rule book this thick for Warhammer. And we'd be arguing, going through the pages. That would be half of your game.
Yeah, because you got to get the resources, and in order to build certain things, you need a certain amount of resources. I think we're geeking out too much. We have to take some of this after the show. And I know you're set for time a bit because you have to.
Right now, I feel like when you were with Mars discussing the toy figures, and Ben was just like watching.
I know. Sometimes I get into it, and Ben is like, "Geez."
Oh, good. Yeah. Yeah, because we switched recording days, I'm on a bit of a tight schedule today too. We got to get ready to take the kids to Movie World, which is like a big theme park here.
Ooh, that sounds like fun. Movie World.
Yeah, things that are open. You can go to Movie World.
Well, we're Australia's in the middle of the biggest outbreak we've had yet, but everything's still open. So.
Wow.
Jeez.
I don't know.
And
I just
get
go along for the ride.
To a KFC. They have the new Impossible Chicken. Oh, I'm gonna do that today. But Solly said I have to go with him in order for him to get it. I don't like leaving the house much, so he uses certain things I like as kind of bait. Nice. It's like, come on, leave the house, come on. It's bad.
I was gonna say I almost traveled to Australia to visit a friend maybe 3-4 years ago, and then they showed me those pictures with spiders and spider webs everywhere, and I was like, no, I don't want to go.
Same here.
Aren't you in Canada?
Sorry?
Aren't you in Canada? Is that where you live now?
Yeah, Canada,
do you live in Canada? Yeah, but I guarantee if you look at the stats, there's probably more people in Canada get attacked by moose and bears and that than any of the crap that happens here.
But they're cute. But moose and bears are cute. Like spiders and bugs are not.
I don't think that really matters, does it?
But
If it's attacking you,
it does. You
like
had like a snake infestation a few years ago or something. I was like, yeah,
but that's. Australia is not one tiny place. I mean,
I know.
While the bear is eating your guts, you can actually get a few really nice pets in of the soft fur, but you can't do that with a spider.
Can't do that with a crocodile. Yeah, I suppose not.
Yeah, I'd rather have a moose infestation than spiders.
I'll have to tell you about my dingo and crocodile stories one day.
Oh my God.
I was nearly murdered by a pack of dingoes, and I had a couple of very close crocodile encounters. So yeah.
Wow.
I don't know. Maybe that's just normal. I don't know.
See, if I never met you before, Ben, if you said I got to tell you about my dingo, I would probably smack you or like delete end the message, be like, "Good day, sir."
Yeah, so I think you speak to my wife. The first time I met my wife and we got talking, I'm pretty sure she walked away thinking, who is this freak from Australia?
I'm sure she did.
We're talking about, all sorts of bugs and spiders and whatnot, but it's just normal, I suppose. That's funny. Like my kids freak out too. If a big the huntsman spiders, they're called, are the big ones, if they see one of those in the house, they all freak out, and I love them.
And they're huge. They're like the size of your head, right?
Well, a good one would be, about
oh God.
heads that would be a massive one. They're pretty rare, but yeah, because they're cockroach hunters. So I love those ones. I'd rather see one big massive spider than 10 cockroaches.
But you know
Anyhow,
what? I'm not scared of the tarantulas because they're free.
Well, there you go. Anyway, we're getting wildly off track here.
Yeah. Sorry.
Oh. So no, it seems like there's a lot of incredible avenues that are possible for you to explore. I guess sometimes when you have too many options, that can be a bad thing. Is that something you're conscious of?
This is my life. Like, I do so many things at once, and I kind of, if I start getting into one, I start kind of like losing track of the other, and then I literally can't. This is, you know, why I'm probably doing this.
Yeah.
Because like, I focus on one thing, but there's so many. Like, I told Morecheeese, like, I have my own project. I want to make a cartoon.
Yep.
It's impossible to do by yourself, so I'm trying to make like kind of like a small storyboard, maybe a trailer, a few fragments, and then maybe pitch it somewhere. It's like a dream I have, but I already have the story in my head, but it's another project, right? And then, for example, when this whole thing like hit, I spent 3 months making that show, and then I was like, okay, I got to get some kind of other work. So I studied programming for half a year. And then I sent over 2,000 resumes, had like a couple of really weird interviews where I went to like the 3rd level, and I'm trying to, they probably Google me and find what I do, and they didn't go through. And then I was like kind of disappointed. And then my friend's like, well, you draw all the time. Why don't you try, you know, going for animation? And I was like, yes. So for the past like 3 months, I've been secretly working on my portfolio to then, you know, try to get a job. And again, I thought I was going to do it in a week, but I started, you know, going into so much detail, and I want to make it good. And this is like, I'm kind of like a perfectionist in that sense. And that really plays a trick on me sometimes.
Well, people with your kind of skill set are highly sought after in the NFT space. Like, you know, you're a growing animator, you're an actor, you're a musician, you're a photographer, you've got all these skills. There's something that's definitely a shortage, but even then, I think you'd be selling yourself short. I think setting something up for yourself under your own brand. Stop worrying about trying to get a job to be, you know, to have a boss when you can be the boss. We see a lot of our Cheese and I have seen a lot of our friends, you know, move away from the corporate world and becoming their own boss, sort of thing.
The thing is, I've been working for myself most of my life. Like, I have my own show. I don't even advertise. People kind of find me because, you know, there's not a lot of competition in what I do. And for a second, I thought, like, wouldn't it be nice to have a steady job for just like at least some time to have a steady income, you know? And and then I kind of like, during these interviews, I literally sit and I get soaked because I'm so like frustrated and worried. And I think they see that in the interview because I have no idea. It's like a completely different world to me, where you have to, like, you know, certain like restrictions, and I don't know all of them. So it's kind of, it was a weird time. And my wife was kind of like looking at me, and it's like, maybe you should stop trying, you know, like, and do what you do, you know, instead of, you know. So it's been 2 years, but, you know, like in the entertainment industry, there's in our city, there's been suicides, and it's been like completely devastating. Like, I have one of my agents, she had like a big agency, and she had 3 playgrounds. And then I couldn't reach her for like half a year, and it's like, oh, I was in depression. Like, we had to close everything. So it's kind of like a search, but I'm starting to enjoy it because I started to find people, started to find groups. Because at first it was just basically, when the NFT space just hit, nobody knew anything about it. There was nothing on the internet you can even read. So we were like, you know, trial and error, and, you know,
well, I can imagine
sending money to the wrong accounts by accident.
I can imagine, as somebody who's used to doing 400 shows a year to go into a pandemic lockdown, that must have been
Oh,
quite a change.
Yeah, and our whole family, because we had a circus school, my parents, my aunt, everybody's like, and we were all just like, okay, what are we? A nice, at first we were like, a nice vacation that we're, never expecting or, asking for. But after 2 years, it gets a little weird. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, I'm gonna help you out in the NFT space. I've TD helped me out. I've helped about 4 people out already, playing it forward, and you have a lot of talent, and I want to see you get out there. So
maybe I can be useful for UDU,
Yeah, like you already are. You're freaking awesome and amazing. So
yeah, you definitely have a fantastic energy and a vibe, and that's very good, and we're stoked to have you aboard. Absolutely. And
all right.
We're really looking forward to what's to come.
Yeah.
Me too. Yeah, it's you know what, and the whole community. Like I've been on the, I've had some sleepless nights because I was listening to the cafe chat, and it's kind of cool. Like, and another cool thing is I usually joke a lot, and in a lot of communities it doesn't go so well all the time. And here it's like everybody's kind of mature, and they can tell if somebody's joking or not. And it's, I'm really enjoying it.
It's more appreciated.
As I mentioned before, when I just joined the game, I ran into Mars and Uplando, and they really, really helped me. Like because a lot of people right now, I'm helping a few people. When you get to Upland, you're just clueless. It's a completely different, like, not even gameplay, just the whole like the way
concept.
It works. Different. And and it was incredible that these people. Oh, my battery died. I find out that Uplando is in the UDU. I was so excited because I was like, all the nice people, and then Mars was on your show, and it's incredible.
Yeah, we go for we don't go for whales. We go for nice people.
Yeah, and then make them become whales.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, I'm still wearing my chicken wing too. Well, my chicken wing says, "Show is almost up, so let's say goodbye."
Oh my God, what is going on here? Can you tell we've had a break? Can you tell we've had
I'm gonna have to, when I do my next Amazing Arthur show, I gotta get more cheese in there.
Absolutely.
How come?
I think that was just her interview just then.
I wear my chicken wing. See, I got some props. Cool. I need a cheese one though. But yeah, this was amazing. This went a lot longer than and see, you were nervous. This was fun, huh?
Thanks, guys. That was great. Love
and then like when you're all set up in the NFT world, we'll have you back on to promote your stuff. And
kind
that's
like
gonna be
Mars before and after.
Before and after. There you go.
This is my before
this is your before. Like, whoa, and then the after would be like,
but we'll definitely drop all the links and everything so people can follow along and join in for the journey to find out about all the amazing stuff you got going on and planned. All right.
My goodbye is my chicken wing waving. Goodbye.
Later.
Talk wine and cheese, motherfucker. Go ahead, get your pinky up. Go ahead, get your pinky up. Go ahead, get your pinky up. Talk wine and cheese, motherfucker. Go ahead, get your pinky up. Go ahead, get your pinky up.
Eagle Empire, samurai, riding on the dingo, flying through the sky. Cheese in the house, get off your drive. Hit you with the hairbrush, hit you with the knife. Eagle Empire, samurai, riding on the dingo, flying through the sky. Hit you with the knife, flying through the sky. Eagle Empire, samurai, riding on the dingo, flying through the sky. Cheese in the house, get off the drive. Hit you with the hairbrush, hit you with the knife. Eagle Empire, samurai, riding on the dingo, flying through the sky. Hit you with the knife, flying through the sky.